Hello everybody, welcome to this part 58 of the Arduboy dev stream. So we are still developing Rick Ardor's game and the editor that comes with it. Outside of the stream I have done some improvement and change. I will show you that. First thing I've done is improving the main menu screen. So if you remember last stream, we reused the map manager, the draw function of the map manager to draw a specific map just for the main menu, so it can give some kind of cave feeling to the main menu. So after the stream, I have improved a little bit, make it even try to look it better, push the ID, see if it's okay. I think I'm quite okay with it. I mean, I just want to have a main menu that could look at something reasonable, but not spend too much memory into that main menu. I want to use as much memory as possible for the game, for the level design, for the game itself, for gameplay. Um, but you know, a game. What makes a game great is also the menu, the story behind, and stuff like that. So sometimes you have to spend some memory for making those things good. And after that, I have thought about the progress. So in several video, after we have implemented the progress, and even outside of the video, I've improved the progress. I told you maybe we'll not keep it, and yeah, I remove it. I replaced it. I remove it again because, like I told you in don't remember a few videos ago, uh, if you include the EPROM function, then you of course increase the size of the program, because you have all the write, read function that should come with your program. And I estimated 350 bytes for that. So I try outside the stream. I try to remove it, replace it with the other idea that we had, which was using the living item intermediate class and store them just locally. I mean, inside the class. That saved 368 bytes according to my estimation before and after the refactoring. So yeah, I'll reconsider what we should save. Do we need to use the EPROM in that game? And I really think that probably doesn't worth it. We probably don't need to. So I will not use the EPROM, right? Because if I remove it, obviously it's because I don't want to include the EPROM function in the game to save some program. And if I want to save stuff in the EPROM, then I have to put them back, which defeat the purpose of not including them. So yeah, it's a mainly try and die game. You have to complete all the level to finish the game. All right, but I mean, also don't remember that the repository of the game is available. It's public. It's open source to everyone. So if you are disappointed by that, you can still get it back. It's in the history of the repository, and you can get it back and maybe have a smaller level map. Who knows? So I will show you what I've done. First, I can show you the look at the new main menu. So yeah, I have including the name of the game, maybe, maybe I thought it's a good idea. Who knows? Um, but on in black on white inside the cave drawing. So and I just a bit the drawing here. I put some stalactite. However, I use the sprite. Just use the sprite. I didn't use the item, the stalactite item, because I didn't want the shaking of the stalactite inside the main menu. That would be weird. That was weird to have this shaking. The dropping of for the stalagmite is cool. I want to have it in the main menu, so that's why I use the item. But for the shaping stalactite, no. So yeah, I just use the sprite, draw the sprite, and that's it. So let me show you the code change. What? So where was it? Okay, this one I think we have seen it. Just a minute, explore the new map at the stalagmite in the yeah. This one we have said. Okay, I think this is where I've done the change. So of, yeah, first I've added the stalactite into the game. Oh, by the way, that reminds me, I forgot to add that for another one. Here and here, stalactite. So yeah, I wanted to add the stalactite because I tried to use the stalactite item in the menu also. So this is the image also, a similar as the stalactite image. I just drew two stalactite in one sprite and add it into the tool. And okay, this change. Finally, I initialized Rick outside of the screen because Rick was drawn on the main menu the first time you launch it. Actually, after if you play and you go back, since the X and Y is not initialized and Rick was somewhere else. But the first time you launch the game, if the memory is reset to 0, then the X is 0. So you had the Rick sprite on the main menu, which was not good. And so yeah, I tune a bit the first screen and tune a bit the stalagmite of the first screen. And in the main menu, I tune a bit the position of the menu and draw some stalactite, like I said. I just draw the sprite. Yeah, and here that was my drawing of the Rick Arduboy's name. But yeah, after I change again the drawing, so actually quite substantially, it's hard to say. So I draw an extra line of stone on the top, because you remember on the top there is 6 pixels for the HUD, and in the main menu I want to use the full screen. I don't want to lose that 6 pixels, so I draw an extra line of sprite from the wall sprite and here, and I just do some kind of random not really random, but based on the position, the wall sprite. And here I just draw the Rick Arduboy on black, and for that I had to use the draw char because the print function of the Arduboy doesn't take a color in parameter anyway. And here I just replace the called by a loop that save 1-2 bytes, I don't know, few bytes. It's a bit smaller. All right, yeah, and that's how the main menu looks now. Okay, there was a bugs also. Maybe you notice in the when you're dead. Can show you. When the Rick die, and if you draw the Rick sprite partially outside of the screen, and especially on the top, okay, for Y. And well, this one was bugged due to some kind of refactoring optimization I've done in the draw bitmap extended. So now if you look closely, when it will, yeah, now, okay, so now the sprite is correctly drawn, even if it's partially crossing the top of the screen here. So yeah, actually it was the optimization was like dividing instead of shifting instead of divided, but it's sign value, so if you shift you lose the sign bit, so you should not do that, because yeah, it becomes negative, the x the y could become negative. All right, then we also add another issue, which was the grail was not reset, the live set was not reset, so I reset it in the start new game. If you pick it up, then if you play again, then the grail was still dead. But I change it again later, you will see. And in the main menu, yeah, nothing, just the space. All right, so that's just few bug fix. Then I have added the ArrowLauncher in the editor. So little by little, I'm adding more and more item until we have all of them. So it's very similar. Didn't finish here. We need a proper distance for the init of the ArrowLauncher, and I guess that's what we will do today. So that's why I prepared by adding the sprite. And finally, I've done what I told you, which is removing the progress, function, and adding a living item in between. So the living item just inherit from item, and I moved the init function with the should respawn into the living item, which is more logical, but I didn't change it, I just moved the function. We have our array of alive per puzzle screen, and that depends on the number of puzzle screen byte we need. Okay, I also have another to do here. We should kind of calculate, export it, and I guess that's what we will do today also. And we had this function which is save and load the alive status, right? So before I show you, so yeah, this real item now is not inherit from living item instead of just item. Enemy does the same, living item. And the game manager side, yeah, so that's what I just told you. I change again, instead of just resetting the grail, actually I call this function that will reset all of them, that reset all the instance of all the living item, and I will show you that in a minute. So not only the grail but all the other one. So on the item side, so I remove the progress and I move this function, just move it, didn't change any line. Okay, so obviously I move it here. This function, the common init, becomes protected because now I call it from the living item. This one, before it was private. And So about the CPP of the living item. So again, here you have the init that I just moved. Like I said, I didn't change any lines. And then we have this new function. So this new function, the save and load live status, is basically doing everything that that was done inside the progress class. So you can see very similar code. And first there is a little trick, which is if the current screen ID is 0, then I just reinitialize all the alive flag for all the screen. So I reinitialize to 1, so it becomes all alive. And this, as you have just seen, we call this function when we start a new game. So it reset the ground and it reset everybody, right? So we just erased that erased the progress, that just reset the whole progress. And the reason why I use the same function and didn't create two functions is it's for optimization reason. I will talk about that later. So I prefer to use the same function but check the parameters and do two different things depending on the parameters, just for optimization reason. I will explain later. So then this is the same as what we were doing in the progress. First so you can recognize this code, we get which byte it is from the current screen ID, which bit it is, and then if we are alive, we set the bit, otherwise we clear the bit into our array of char, and then we patch, so we do the opposite. We either set the property or clear the property depending on the flag into the same array, but of course different bit. All right, so that's pretty compact code actually, but of course the impact is how many instances we have of living item. If we have a lot of instances, then maybe this array will be increased, because the array has to be initialized for every item instance. But it seems that the reuse of instance works quite good, quite okay in the game. So, and if you remember our Excel file, we may not have a crazy amount of instance actually for a living instance. So I think that's still more reasonable to do it like this. Like I said, before and after, I saved 368 bytes with one instance of each. Let's show. Yeah, I use one instance of each item in the game, just to compare before and after. I compared with this before and after with it. And this is where, okay, why I have the same function doing the reset and the save is because I can just call that function with all the living instance, and that function can still be generated by the level editor, because the level editor knows what are the instances, which are just written above here, actually the living instance. So that means I don't have to have an array of living item in the game. So I didn't want to have that in game. Before we didn't had it. It was saved in the EPROM. The same function was called, but we're just calling the progress save blah blah blah, and it was the list was saved in the EPROM. So that was okay. That was not too long. And here I faced the same problem. I need to reset or initialize the progress, but I don't want to have an array like before it was like that. I don't want an array to save or to list all the living instance, but I can use that function as a kind of static array if you want. And I need this function, static array function, kind of to do the save when we do the transition of the screen and do the reset. So because I don't want to write two functions with one reset, one save, I use the same function with different parameter, which hopefully saves some program. So that's the reason why the function does two things in one. All right, so yeah, obviously that's the thing. So we will have to change the editor again also for that. And the map manager will remove the progress here. That doesn't change a lot. We just, instead of progress, we just call this function, which is supposed to do the same things. The pickup item becomes a living item, nothing special. In the I know file, we don't need to call that. So now it is called when we start a new game. And actually, I think it was buggy to put it here. We should also we should have called the init progress to reset everything when we start a new game. Otherwise, we cannot just respawn. Otherwise, the status of the item are dead in the EEPROM, and it was not reset in the EEPROM. So yeah, clearly we should have called this function for every start game. And that's the new file. Remove progress, add the living item in the project, and the stalactite becomes a living item. All right, and that's it. That's what I've changed. So we have a couple of things to do, which is fixing the export of in the map living item. We can also there is some to do that have left also that we will also try to fix, and yeah, and then maybe we can test if the progress is still working. I hope it's still working. I didn't test it actually. So yeah, let's do that. So yeah, menu first. All right, so in the map, and by the way, I forgot to add also the ArrowLauncher, so let's add it now. So we don't need the progress anymore, the header here, and the function has changed signature, so let's change that. I think I need where it was. It's here, right? Progress init function. Let's rename this. Right. Save and load alive status function. This function is to save and load the living status, the living status of the items, so not in EEPROM anymore. And let me copy the signature of that function. Here. And then we should, so let's rename this also on the item. Write 7 load living status, and same, I will copy it. here, here. So that's so we don't need this. We don't need this. So we just need instance name dot Sevlon life status from with the same parameter. All right. What else do we have? Let's try it. Okay, so that you can see the new main menu. Let's add some, maybe here we can add Scorpion. Okay. There's another thing I wanted to talk about also. Now we have the statue, I mean the ArrowLauncher item, and we also had this one, but this one is useless. We don't use in the code we have. Before we were using it, but after we refactor the code of the ArrowLauncher, and let me show you. In the ArrowLauncher, we are using the draw static collision to draw the sprite directly. So we don't use the wall ID sprite to draw it. So actually now this one is a kind of useless, if you wish. So I guess that means we have a new wall ID free for drawing something else, just some decoration, right? And I'm very happy with that, because yeah, I may need to have more sprite, at least one more. We still need, of course, we still need the ID for nothing here, and we still need the ID for this one, because this one is used. This one is used by, I mean, to check if it's blocked, if there is a wall inside the map manager. But I checked, our launcher is not used like that. So yeah, of course, if we place this ID in the map plus the item over it, yeah, maybe it can, but it can. That means the ArrowLauncher can also be here, even outside of the screen. But I think it's not really necessary because of the draw static collision update. So yeah, so I think I will reuse it, and I'm super happy to do that. I don't know exactly which one I will use. I will probably need something. I'm not sure. Maybe some kind of half wall, maybe, or maybe some kind of new kind of floor. Yeah. So okay, we have an ID free, and we will see later when I draw the level if I want something, if I miss something. Then we can try to add it. All right, let's save it, just test it. And what is our map data? Okay, so our launcher, and then we have this new function, which seems good so far. Ground, enemy, stalactite, stalagmite, stalactite. I just just have something in mind. How do I know if this is a living item or not? Get the maximum. So it's inside that function, and yeah, it's here. So the ground, maybe stalactite, yeah. And for example, the ArrowLauncher. The ArrowLauncher should not write anything because it doesn't die. And yeah, they are not in that function. So okay, that's cool. Maybe we can test, try to compile and test. Okay, it compiles, let's test it. Can I be killed by the ArrowLauncher? Maybe not, because it's not AT. So yeah, we have the distance of the ArrowLauncher that we have to edit in the editor. Here maybe? Yeah. Woo. All right. Okay. If I play again, things seems good. All right. So let's commit this, and yeah, there's one to do I want to work on. So that's fine. We can update our data. Yeah. And here. Okay. So we change the progress function. And here, remove the progress. Okay. Okay. So fix the editor to write the map compatible with the refactoring of the progress. All right, so oh, sorry, I didn't show you the sorry, I didn't show you the difference. Let me show you again. We had, yeah, the new map, and this, the item. Just rename and change the signature, and in the map here, fix here, remove the progress header file, and this one. All right, so one thing I want to work on is so in the living item, let me close some file. Okay, here this I have a to do here. So the size of the array depends on the number of puzzle screen that we should have. So obviously that would be this one, but this one is not a constant variable. It's a char exported in the map data. Here, okay, computed from the size of the init function array, but still it's not a static const expression. And there's this. There's also in the map data, we also have the level width of a height that also use char. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 potential char that we have to kind of export. So now I'm thinking, and maybe more, maybe even more, because if we go to the game manager, we also have this hard-coded starting camera position. So this is okay. Maybe you say, okay, the main menu is the top 0 screen. But what else if I if in my editor I start with not the screen just below, but somewhere else. But also I think if we use another char, 2 other char to export that, it's also kind of waste of program. So that makes 5 constant variable that could be exported from the editor. So I think now it starts to be okay if we just write another header file just for this variable. And that means the editor will write 2 files, the map data cpp plus another header file. That may be a bit strange, but okay, why not? Why not? So yeah, I want to do that. I think I want to do that. Now that we have 5 variables to deal with, I think that's reasonable. So in the map manager, we'll add a new file, and that should be something, oops, like this. So we can keep it into the namespace of the map manager, of course, and I will actually take those variables. So first I will check if that compiles and if it can work. So I move this to here, and also wants to move this one here, and that will be map data const, how to call it, const variable. Okay, let's save it. So say map data const variable with a S. Let's add it to the project. And I can move it here. Okay, and we should add a warning about this file being generated. Warning, this file was generated. Maybe I can copy what I wrote here in the CPP. Is there? Yeah, no, that's fine. I can just rewrite it. Narrated by the level editor. Okay, and then I change this to static const exp. Can be int, I think, as usual. And well, for now we'll put some variable. So let's go to the map data to see it was 3216. So I don't want those anymore, and I also don't want this one anymore. Alright, so this, let me close some files. Okay, this one, okay. And then I can, whenever it's used, I can include this header file fully to compile again. So let me find them. Okay, so map data const variable.h. Still a lot of file open. Search for that. I think it's the same place, and search for that. Okay, so we'll deal with that later. Here and here. That's in map manager. Okay, we already have it. And here, that's in map test CPP. Okay, that's another. That's an old file. We don't need it. Okay, so it should compile. Yeah, and that compile. Okay, so now let's deal with this one. I also want to move that into our const variable. So maybe if I just do that, that should be okay. But actually the editor can be, yeah, that works also. The editor, oh wait, oh, I didn't change this one. Didn't save it. Okay, this, and I should include map data const variable.h, and this one should be into map manager. Okay, does it compile? Oh no, it doesn't compile. Okay. or here. Let me fix over there. So leaving items. Oh, okay, that compiles. But yeah, maybe this one could be maybe if we have exactly the correct number, if we have a multiple of 8 screen, so that we may waste one char for nothing. So I mean the editor can compute the exact number needed, and but okay, for now I can just leave it like that. Then I want to also export the camera, the starting camera, coordinates of the first puzzle screen. So first puzzle screen camera X. So for now I'll just okay, we use the same variable, but the editor can change it, and this is Y here, and then we can move this, use this inside the game manager, I think, or the main menu. Yeah, game manager. So in the start new game, these are the two variables that I want to export, and I need to include this one. Map data const variables at each. I could also export it the camera screen coordinate of the main menu. So yeah, well, yeah, we can do it. It's free now. It's totally free. So let's do it. Will be puzzle screen and main menu. So main menu camera X and main menu camera Y, which will be 0, 0. Ah, this one is 8. Okay, and let's change it. I should scope this to map manager. Here and here. Does it compile? Oh, I didn't save it or what? Main menu camera X. Main menu camera Y. Okay, that compile. We can test it just to make sure we didn't break something. Okay, play. Okay, and maybe I will succeed. Ah, too late. Let's kill myself. Okay, and main menu. Okay, that works. So yeah, I just want to export this file now, generate this file. So let's change the editor for that. Switching to the editor, which is still running. Okay. So in the save and load, I will construct the name from this name because let's say later in the editor, of course, I want to be able to edit multiple map and save it. So you can I don't know, you can say my test map, or this is great game, this is great label, and you could just changing these two would be great. I mean, changing the file would be nice. So yeah, so we'll do that. Add a function, yeah, to get const variable file name, and give you map data file name, and that should be a string, and so file info the map data file name dot file info. We don't know what is file info. Using system.io dot name, that should be I forgot if that include extension. I don't think so. Name plus const variables dot h. Okay, that should be something like that. So string file to open. So right now the file name is hard-coded, but of course later I want to have an open file dialog where you can choose which one you want, but that's much faster when you work on when you're developing the game to hard-code the file name right now. So and we can call the other one. So we just add two variables in the load and save. Same for the save. File to save should be the same actually. I should not do it like that because let's do it like this. This is the folder. Okay. So let's give a full name for each. That will be easier. Folder plus file to save, and folder plus this one, and file to save. Okay, and I will do the same here. Here, and I will do the same here. Okay, so let's add these two files into the save and load. And data file name and const variable file name. And I will do the same for the save. I'm lazy. Let's go to the save. Okay. Let's do the save first, maybe. So I guess we can split the function. It will be more easier, I guess. So private void save. Yeah, by the way, I don't know why I changed the load. I don't need to change the load. We don't care about the constant variable in the loading. We just care about the save. So I will, yeah, I'll remove that. String. Okay, so yeah, just move that here, and it's a save map data. Okay, what I want to do is call the two functions save map data and this file, and also then save const variables and give this file. And yeah, So we just save this, and we just need to well, okay, we'll deal with it later. So we save both files in the save function, and yeah, go back to load. I don't need to load this file. I really don't need it. It's fine, I can leave these two. All right, so in the save, okay, so yeah, we'll copy from the so we need to write this. This. Oop. Sorry. To write the comment. Namespace. Okay, and these are the, let me do it all of them, then we will change with the variable. I guess what I will do is I will probably have some variable inside inside the map class in the editor, and we can just write those variable. So because we will we can compute or get the value of this variable while we are exporting the map. So we can compute them and then memorize them. Camera. End of the namespace. I forgot something here. And the endif. All right. It's better to add some tab also. Okay. All right, so we need, yeah, this variable. So what I want to do is this variable. So let's start with this one, for example. variable computed during the save of the map and needed to be exported. So camera X okay, and I can here to string okay. Okay, so this the camera is where the first checkpoint respawn is. So actually, yeah, actually I don't need to, I can directly compute it here actually in the export. Okay, fine. I don't need a variable. Should have think about it earlier. Compute the position of the compute the get. I think we had a function for that. Get the the screen location of the screen where the start checkpoint respawn is. So I think we had a function to compute that. If I were, yeah, it's get puzzle screen code from game world code. All right, so let's put a marker. So it needs yeah, int x and we will give the coordinate of the yeah, and items the rig items. Do you have a function for getting the rig position? Maybe not. This first rig respawn. Maybe not. Hey, no, not the respawn type, the type break. Yeah. Maybe not. Yeah, we had this also. Yeah, we had a function. Yeah, we had a function actually. Okay. We add a function. This is the function we should use. Okay, so here okay. All right. Yeah, that should work. So maybe we can split that into a function. Oh, that's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Okay. Just I wanted to move these 4 lines in a function, but should be okay, I think. All right, and I guess we also add a function. So let me remove the variable we declare that is useless. And yeah, I think we also add something to compute the width and height. Probably in the same kind of when we export it. Yeah, so basically I could have kept my variable and just memorize it. That would be also possible. I lost the function again. In the level bounding box, yeah. That's the function we need. I could have memorized the bounding box instead of recomputing it, and here also I could have, instead of making local variable, I could have save it into the into variable instead of re-asking it. Yeah, basically that's what I wanted to do originally. So let's do that. Let me just undo this, and I will use this to this function. Start screen X, start nope, and screen X, nope. Start screen, yeah, nope, yeah, sorry. And screen X and screen Y, yeah. And so this one, and here and here. Okay, so yeah, basically we compute it into this, and then we just export it here. Okay, no, yeah, okay, so X, Y, that seems good so far, I think. Just saving the variable here. And we can do the same with the bounding box of the level. So to have the min and max. So and I yeah, because they are written here actually. So yeah, we don't need that anymore. So we can just save the variable here, and then later we'll write it. So okay, so we have private int m level width and level height. So here we just save it here. Memorize the level size. We don't need another line. Okay, and then we can just write it here. Yeah. Okay, level width, level height. And then we have the puzzle screen. So this one was computed, and then we should remove that also. Do we have a screen count? Screen count here, which is given in that parameter. So we can just remove that, and where this one is called screen count, and screen count come from here. Okay, so we can just memorize it, and screen count. here, and then we can export it here. Okay, and yeah, so for now we can leave it like this, but like I said, we could have a smarter way of computing it. Maybe I can just do it here. So int screen byte count, screen byte count, screen count by 3. If screen count modulo 8. Actually, yes, I just want 1, but if I have 8, so it's +1, but if I have exactly 8 screen, I don't need 2. What? Alright, so if I have 1, 2, 3, okay, +1. Okay, so if we have 1, 2, 3 screen, that means 0 + 1, it's 1. If I have 8, it's 1 + 1, it's 2, but actually if it's 8, it can be just 1. If it's 9, this is 1 + 1, it's 2. Yeah, we need 2. It should be something like that. And here I can just write it. Okay. That should be it. Let's, does it compile? Seems so. Let's start it and let's open it and let's save it. And let's see what we have. So let me open the file. Do data, map data, this one. Okay, we have 2 files. Oh, map data cpp const variable. Okay, we had a problem when we get the name generation. So with 32 16 3 1. Okay, 0 0 0 8. The rest seems quite okay. It's just the file name is not okay. So in the full name, how to get the name without extension. Yeah, I think I cannot get the name. Remove string file name. Actually, I didn't give the path, so let's create a file info. Rename file info extension. Remove start index file info name index of file info name extension. Why the file info doesn't have the name without extension? That's crazy. Yeah? Always has problem with that. File info name, remove file info name index of file info extension plus this should be okay. Let's start again. Let's try again. Open and save. And yeah, I'm not sure if let's put a breakpoint just to be sure in the save. So this one is map data const variable .h. Yes, it seems it's okay. All right. Cool. So let's commit this. I think that works. That's pretty cool. So so this one I don't want. Let's delete. And this one is the one I want. So team add a header file to export the const variable from the map editor. And okay, so we get it from properly initialize the starting screen from the editor values. Living items, okay, this is the correct variable. Now remove the to do and remove this, and we remove that. Remove it also from the header and map manager. Yeah, I need it. and in the editor we export two files, save our two files, and here we have our variables. We save the variables here instead of writing it, and here we save it here also. And we save the second files, so now we save two files. And yeah, that's okay. All right. All right. So 1 hour and a half. Maybe the last thing we can do. So I had my to-do list here. Yeah. Now let's look at the to-do list. By the way, okay. Is then after I wanted to do the edition of the ArrowLauncher, but let's look at the README file or to-do list. Oh, I forgot to save the workspace. So the to-do list, we have the main menu, play, okay, sound on off, maybe the game over menu, we have it. All right, and then we decide to not save our progression, so that means basically just the sound effect on off still need to be done, some and LED effects also, yeah, and the support of turning on and off the music or the sound. That's pretty cool. So yeah, let's do our what to say, the ArrowLauncher edition. So let's go back to the editor here, and we basically need another variables, and we need a way to edit the distance of the ArrowLauncher. So in the item, I will add a new variable here. So this is distance of the ArrowLauncher. And we need an accessor for that, so get set would be nice. So okay, then we can use this variable to export it in the init function. So here there will be the value of that variable to string, and also here let's the mirror, maybe we can have something also here. We can have something that is generic to that, so let's write it here, flag mirror otherwise. none. Oh, yeah, we'll call it mirror flag. Sorry for the noise, huh? Seems very noisy to me, not sure for you. Okay, and I can do the same here. Alright, so we have our mirror flag set. Mirror, and then we have the distance. So now we need to set this distance and draw it in the editor. So I was thinking just okay, maybe we can just draw a rectangle around the sensing value. So special case for the ArrowLauncher, draw the sensor area. Draw array. Okay, so we need this. We need to draw the rectangle. I will of course use a different pen, so that will be the ArrowLauncher pen. ArrowLauncher pen. Here I will make it the same color as the ArrowLauncher itself, which is magenta. And maybe just one thinner should be enough. Okay, so the ArrowLauncher area, which will be XY pixel size, and this one will be this ArrowLauncher distance. Yep. And the height should be sprite height. Yeah, probably. Okay, and just to test it, I will give a default value of 80, for example. Here, let's try. If I place this, doesn't work. I draw around it. Why? Because I don't give the correct area. This will be this one. Let's try again. Okay, yeah, now that works. If I select this, okay. but if I mirror it, then it doesn't work. So I should mirror the rectangle also. So let's do that. X will be equal to so if maybe let me keep this. I just put X here and is mirror. Otherwise, it's just mx. But if it's mirror, that will be mx minus the distance. Yep, I think that should be enough. Let's try that. So here, and if I have this one, which is mirror plus, yeah, it's not exactly that. Oops, sorry. It should be including this. Actually, I don't know. It depends on the code. So I don't know if the let's add the sprite width. Okay, and if I mirror it, it's okay, it's working. Yeah, so I should check in the game code if it's where the distance start, if it's after the statue or including a statue. You can see that later. I will leave that for outside of the stream. Now we can do the addition. So in our mouse event, if we have a mouse down, so maybe we can check if we have a selected item. So this should change a bit because you want to be able to maybe I can use the no, I will not use the mouse scroll. I would be crazy. But that would be easier, but otherwise, no, yeah, we can do it with the mouse, it's fine. So basically, if we already have a selected item, and if it's an ArrowLauncher, then we can enter into a specific map edition. So we're checking if I have an ArrowLauncher selected. Check if there is an ArrowLauncher selected. So and then we should check if we click on so we'll do something else. Else we'll keep the behavior as it was before. So let's go to level count. Okay, let's go to level count. I'm not sure where I should do the test. Go to definition. Okay, if so if the most in level count well, maybe I can write a function inside the item. It will be easier, and I can even place the type inside that function. So I can write a function like is grabbing is called on my sensor, and I can give this one, and let's see what we'll do after that. But I can write this function inside the selected item, inside the item class. So first I can check if my type is not an ArrowLauncher. I can just early exit, and then I can check because maybe later we may have other item with some kind of sensor, which is not the case in our game right now, but who knows. Only the ArrowLauncher has sensor for now. There is the stalagmite, stalactite that has sensor also in game, but we don't need to edit them in the editor. So let me int min x it equal my x plus my launcher distance. Well, actually it depends if I am mirror again. Okay, so this probably I need a function for to avoid duplicating the code. Private int get sensor extremity. So I can just return this. Not exactly, actually. No, I cannot do that. Let's keep it in the drawing. But this is something similar. So if I mirror, that will be this, but if I'm not mirror, that will be this plus the distance. Okay, so int sensor extremity. Okay, and min x will be this minus, so it depends how many pixels you want to grab it. So let's say I will just put it here for now. Mouse no, actually I will give it as a parameter. It will be better. Int mouse sensitivity. Okay, mouse sensitivity. So this and max x will be this plus the mouse sensitivity, and now compute the sensible area around the extremity of my sensor, and then we return true if chord x is greater or equal than min x and less than or equal than max x, and same for y, which is something like that. Not really. Chord y is greater than my y, and chord y is less than my y plus sprite height. Could be equal also. Alright, so that means I am grabbing my sensor. It's called on my sensor extremity. And so let's go back to this here. I need to give this mouse sensitivity, which could be 2 pixels for now. And in that case, I will have a specific edit mode. So let's add an edit mode. Edit action. Current edit action. So we need an enum for that. Adjust move item, for example, adjust sensor. Okay, so here I can say that we are adjusting the sensor, and here we can say that we are moving the item. So that's in the mouse down, and now we can go into the mouse move, also for the left button, and here, so depending on what we are doing, so maybe that's another switch on the action. Well, we probably need to redraw the level anyway. So if we are moving an item, can just do that. And otherwise, if we are adjusting the sensor, then we will just move it. So and in any case we redraw the level. So I can just directly change it. So this ArrowLauncher distance, which should be renamed sensor distance, probably, to be more let's rename it sensor distance will equal to actually I need the new location, can put it here. So we just take X for now, and minus the previous one. last mouse down. Let's mouse down. Yeah. So we also need this one. And mouse down in level chord -X. All right, and that should be this. That should be it. When we mouse up, we also need to do it. If you, in case you move very quickly. So that's the kind of refactor I want to improve, but let's do it here. For now, this could be improved. I will improve later, maybe outside of the stream, but. Okay, so let's try it. No, there's some error. New location. That's, yeah, we need it. So if I take this, and if I take this, it doesn't work. If I take this, let me, no, okay. Let's, I need to select it first. Yeah, and okay. There is some kind of, when I select it, it immediately goes to 0 because I didn't start moving. So yeah. So actually, I have to take into consideration the current length. But I don't want to accumulate it, otherwise, can I accumulate it? Maybe, yeah, maybe I can just accumulate it. No, actually, okay, but not with the mouse down, but with the last. I can accumulate with the last. So with the last, and I actually must move, last must move. And here I should, can I do this, plus equal? Okay. So here I select it, and can I move it? Okay, that works. Okay, great. So that's really cool. Maybe it doesn't work if it's mirror. yeah, it works. It works, but it's inversed. If I move the mouse to the left, then it's right, and okay. So mirror is private. No, I want get is mirror. There's no get. Okay, let's write it. Okay, and here there's mirror. Diff so I need to negate it. And same here. All right, let's try again. I think that will be the end of the stream soon. That works if I mirror it. And that works. Okay. All right. So let's commit this. Add the addition of the ArrowLauncher sensor. So we have updated our README too. And yeah, added this in the project. And in the item, we have a new pen. We have the distance, sensor distance, the mirror, accessor, and here export it properly. And here we have some function to help grabbing the mirror and also to draw the mirror, not the mirror, the sensor. And here we added a new action. And yeah, there it is. So okay, that's it for today. So thanks for watching. As usual, if you have questions, don't hesitate to ask them in the comment below. I hope you enjoy it, and then I will see you in the next stream. Bye bye.